So what is up, everyone? Today is Tuesday, December 23rd. I will be trading the Nasdaq like I always do. So I am coming into the session with a bullish bias. I say that for a couple of reasons, but first I want to remind you guys, so I am trading on evaluation today because I do believe this week is in like the highest probability conditions. So it's not like I'm trading on my funded accounts, but so why I'm bullish, right? So you can see on the daily right now, we're starting to just place up. We actually created this volume imbalance right here. So you can see like between this close, right? We've tapped into it. If we kind of rejected out of it, we're kind of displacing up. So honestly, I'm probably looking for continuation longs. Good morning, Zam Trades. How are you, bro? But yeah, I mean, I can see we tapped into this gap. Well, it's actually the new week opening gap we're tapping into. So we didn't fill it in all the way, but I bet we probably filled in equilibrium. What's up, Baka Kenu? How are you? Yeah, but so I mean, if I mark out this gap right over here, right? Equilibrium of this new week opening gap. Yeah, we tapped into EQ of the equilibrium of the new week opening gap. What's up, Simon? How are you? I feel like I would agree. Like I feel like higher time frame, right? Like on the 1 hour, we are moving in bullish order flow, right? We even just swept out this low inside this gap. Someone's actually on my kick chat. What's up, Mr. Kick person? That's not what I meant to do. So I'm looking for us to create like a 5 or a 15-minute fair value gap, like trade back into it, respect it, and then like for me to get an inversion out of it for a continuation long. But I want to see, is there an SMT at this high? There is an SMT at this high over here. I mean, I for example, like, so I can't be stuck on a bullish bias. If let's say we just keep like dumping, I can't be stuck bullish, but at least for right now, I'm definitely bullish. Because we are having a pretty serious reaction off that high right now. So for us to even open up like a 5-minute gap here, I'd still have to see like this current 5-minute candle close and like another one. So I'd have to wait until at least like 9:40, but I'm okay with that though, because honestly, I don't like taking trades like right next to the open. Because I feel like when you're taking trades at like 9:35, there's like a higher probability they could like lose. Like, don't get me wrong, I feel like you could catch low of day like that, but I feel like the setups are just lower probability around then. I don't think I ever even marked out London and Asia highs and lows. I should probably do that. Well, I mean, it looks... We already took out... We edged a London high. There is an SMT up there, though, but... We still haven't taken out previous day high yet. I feel like previous day high could be a good target. There's an SMT at previous day high though. Interesting. It could still be a good target. Although, I mean, for targets that are further away, I mean, I'm not expecting us to do this today because I feel like there's not enough like volume. But there's like this daily unfilled fair value gap up here. We came very close to tapping into it multiple times. We never actually hit it. So like we're probably not going there today, but eventually I think that's one area we're going toward. He said, dude, there is no taking out liquidity on indexes. It's the average price of stocks inside. The volume of... I mean, liquidity sweeps work very well. You can go back test them. You said, do you use fibs? I mean, I look at like equilibrium of ranges, but I don't really use fibs that much. I mostly look at like inversion fair value gaps. So there's like 3 minutes till this 5-minute gap is going to open up over here. So I could use that as a condition where like if we start respecting it and getting inversions out of it, I could take a long. You said morning, where can I practice with real-time data? It's a good question. Well, on TradingView, you could do like QQQ because that doesn't require you to pay for real-time data, but it's technically not a futures contract. And I guess, probably a broker though. I bet like if you used like, no, you probably have to pay for that though. I bet like a Thinkorswim or something. I'm not too sure to be honest. So Hexgo from TikTok says index FVGs are caused by random stocks going up. It's 100% random. I mean, so just because you keep coming in here and saying how bad I am at trading, I guess I got to show you my P&L calendar. So I think you should be able to see that, right? So let's look at my history, right? So so this month I've actually only had one losing day, right? This is all green. And if we look at last month, I actually only had 2 losing days. And this is copied across like 5 funded accounts. So I mean, I wouldn't say FVGs are 100% random at all. I have evidence to prove it, and I also have statistics from my backtesting to back up my strategy. So yeah. But I guess you said Ninja Trader does that? You said, yo, Tim, we are growing. We're averaging about 11 people. Congrats. Yo, I appreciate that, Baka Kenu. Honestly, though, I have been growing. Honestly, one of the things that has been helping me grow as a streamer, honestly, is I keep sitting on TikTok live at night, and I do, like, question and answer things, and I keep reminding people, I'm like, oh, by the way, I live trade on YouTube in the morning. So I've been getting people coming in here. He said, what is Chart Champs for? So Chart Champs is essentially, like, PvP, right? So it's like, let's say if you want to trade against, like someone else, right? Like it'll give you guys the same price action and you can go through it and you can see who would perform better. So we did open up this 5-minute gap. Well, it's going to open up in like 30 seconds. So once this gap is going to open up over here, I'm going to use it as a condition where if we can get longs out of there, I'll look for longs. You said I came from your TikTok, by the way. Hey, that's what's up. Yeah, I feel like my streams were like slowly growing, but I feel like when I started going on TikTok live at night, like I really started getting people in here. So at this point, I'm looking for a retracement for longs. But keep in mind though, so I am trading on a valuation today. Like I'm not like gonna be trading all my funded accounts. Austin said, I'm watching you through TikTok. I was like, who are you talking to? I'm also live on YouTube. I mean, just so you guys know on TikTok, though, if you want to see, like, real-time charts and, like, the full screen, like, make the chart full screen, like, hop over to YouTube. It's just same username, TimB272. It's linked to my profile. You said, okay, what's the difference between evals and funded account? So, like, at a prop firm, like, to get the funded account, they give you what they call, like, an evaluation account, where you pretty much need to, like, trade how they tell you to trade and meet their profit target while following their rules, right? So, So if you pass the quote-unquote evaluation, then you get like a funded account, and the funded account you can actually get paid from. So the reason I wouldn't trade funded accounts is because I worked hard to get approved for those. But evaluation accounts, I mean, the worst comes to worst, I lose a couple bucks. Darky Knight says, yo, Tim, morning, man. How are you? How are you looking for the bias today? I'm doing pretty good, man. Good morning, Darky Knight. So honestly, for my bias, right now, I am currently bullish. I like how we tapped into this new week opening gap. See, like this new week opening gap over here. We swept the low inside of it, and we're displacing very hard away from it. So I think we're moving bullish. And we did just tap into this 5-minute gap. I gotta lock in. Oh my god, I got an entry already. I gotta enter this. There's no SMT? Oh no, wait, there's an SMT. I lied. Don't enter this. I lied. So I would have taken this if there wasn't an SMT at the high. You said, like there was a time there were barely 4 people here. Oh yeah, I remember. I remember there being like 3 people in here, yeah. But you said, honestly, how's it going? It's going pretty good. How about you? But you said, I actually like the YouTube live better. I appreciate it. I like the YouTube live. But so the reason I like really got all confused about this trade for a second, right? So honestly, I would have taken this if there wasn't an SMT at the high, but I looked too quick and didn't see that, so that's why I went back and forth for a second. But essentially though, like, so my trading plan tells me, like, if we get an inversion, I need to go break even when either NQ or ES takes like a most recent internal high. So in this case, like ES is already taking out London highs, taking out this high over here. There's too many SMTs of the highs for me to actually take this. Like, I mean, definitely it could play out, don't get me wrong, but I don't like the break-even point here. You said, is this gold? No, this is Nasdaq. You said, I noticed missing trades are still a win instead of rushing into one. I mean, yeah, honestly, I always say, like, preserving capital is always a win, right? Like, because some people will be like, oh, I have a break-even day, or I couldn't find any trades, and I'm like, you know what? Like, you still didn't lose money, right? Like, day trading by nature is, like, a risk-on thing. So any day you, like, day traded and didn't lose money is still, like, a win. You said, what data came out for that candle to happen? So, I mean, this right here is just 9:30, like, New York Stock Exchange open. There actually is going to be, orange folder news coming out at, I should know the answer to this. There's going to be orange folder news coming out. That was a data high. Interesting. But, 10 a.m. You said, I started watching for the past month now and really amazing streams and knowledge, bruh. No hiding or sugarcoating anything. You're the best out there. Hope you grow big and make bread. I really appreciate that, Darky Knight. It honestly means a lot. I feel like that's giving me proof of concept, though, because honestly, like, I feel like I do these streams, and it's not like I really have any proof of concept where people are saying, well, I mean, I've been getting some positive feedback, but it's really nice to hear that someone, like, acknowledges I'm helping them. And they like the stream. You said, do you think Tuesday's opening gap will get filled? I think you're talking about the gap between Monday and Tuesday. I mean, I think you're talking about the new week opening gap, right? Like the difference between Sunday's opening price. I gotta go to a bigger time frame to show you this. So you're probably asking me, is this full gap over here gonna get filled, right? Honestly, I don't think so, at least currently. So the reason I say that is because like we put in a low inside of this imbalance, we swept it out. We've now filled in 50% of this imbalance, right? And we had a strong reaction out of it. Like if you looked at when it actually did type in, like when it tapped into the equilibrium, we put multiple wicks here, and now we're experiencing very strong displacement up, right? Like if we were gonna fill in all this gap, it really wouldn't make sense that after we take out this low, hit equilibrium, we just shoot straight up, if you get what I'm saying. So, I mean, unless we shift and give me obvious bearish price action, that point I'll shift bias, but currently I'm looking for longs. And Fenji says second that. I appreciate that. You said, I've even took a couple IFVG's trades watching you and made profits after watching you. I've taken 3 payouts on my combine. I cleared an eval like 10 days ago. I love to hear it, Dark Ignite. I'm really happy to hear that. Congratulations, bro. I always love hearing people succeed as traders. Because I know how hard it can be to actually like succeed as a trader. Like trading can be so hard, and it can be lonely too. Like there's not many people out there that are like traders too, and like it can be discouraging at times. But so honestly, I wasn't able to get my entry out of this 5-minute fair value gap right here. So we could open up like a 15-minute fair value gap, trade back into there, respect it. But at this point, I want to see like more price action play out for me to take a long. And there is going to be orange folder news, excuse me, at 10 a.m. So I try not to enter trades like directly before news. Like even though it is like orange folder news, I just don't like holding through news. Someone from TikTok said, is it true that trading could make you rich easily? I'm planning to quit school to learn to trade. I mean, I wouldn't say quit school until you have like proof of concept, honestly. Like it's really not easy to get rich from trading. I feel like trading, I always say, is like the hardest way to make easy money. Like on paper, it seems so easy, but at the end of the day, it's not that easy. And someone else asked, what are your confluence to enter a trade like sell side liquidity or equilibrium? So I trade inversion fair value gaps. So essentially, I'm waiting for us to retrace a little bit into like a 5 or a 15-minute fair value gap. Then I'm looking for an inversion through this. But Dark Ignite says, I do have a buddy who trades with me, but I'm really glad to be here on your streams. I'm glad to have you here, bro. But Thomas says, seeing anything setting up for you? Honestly, not currently. I'm looking to take a continuation long, but I really haven't got any like opportunity yet for my continuation long. Here, you said this dude will be big soon? Yo, I hope so. I appreciate all the support and love, guys. So we have 10 minutes until we open up this 15-minute gap right here. So that could be like what I define as a pullback. I mean, otherwise, though, we could sweep out this low over here, which is like a low inside of a 5-minute gap, but I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. You said, I have no idea what he's talking about, but I know I have to be here. I mean, if you're confused about anything, you can definitely ask questions. Although honestly though, like I feel like if you don't understand like a lot of the words I'm saying, like look over the guys over at PB Trading over on YouTube. They have a lot of great free information. Like they have like an ICT for Dummies series. I feel like if you just kind of watch that, it'll definitely get you really caught up to what I'm saying. Because most of the stuff that I learned is from those guys over at PB Trading. You said, hope I'll catch you one day in New York when I visit. Yeah, maybe one day, bro. But Maggie says, what time frame are you on? So right now, I am looking at the 5-minute chart, but I do look at many different time frames. I look at like the 5-minute chart. I look at the 15-minute. I look at the 1 minute. I look at the 1 hour. For entries, though, it's between the 30-second and the 5-minute, though. So we are pulling back. We still haven't opened up this 15-minute gap just yet. But it's possible we could sweep out this internal low inside this fair value gap right here. You said, do you wait? Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for an entry now. The thing that's making me hesitate is, one, we're not trading inside like a 5 or a 15-minute fair value gap currently, and I require that for all my trades. And the other thing is there is news. Here, wait, nah. He said, only us traders can understand the stuff or short term we use. To random people, it seems like we're insane. That is facts. You said, and if we go sweep that low, we could go to consequent encroachment of the 5-minute gap. It's definitely possible, yeah. It's definitely possible. Maggie said, how many trades did you take yesterday? So yesterday, I actually took 3 trades. 2 of them were break even, like yesterday, and then one of them was actually a loss. And the trade I lost on honestly wasn't even that clean, to be honest. I kind of regretted taking it a little bit, but I am trading on evaluation this week because I think this week is like lower probability conditions. So I'm not like a full size right now or anything. But Ricardo says, took any trades? Today I have taken 0 trades so far. Right now, I think I'm waiting until after 10 a.m. because we have news coming out at 10 a.m. So I wanna wait until after news comes out to take my trades. So I gotta wait like 6 minutes. Cause what's coming out? Let me remind myself. We have the CB Consumer Confidence and the Richmond Manufacturing Index coming out at 10 a.m. And I always talk about, so why 10 a.m. is so important, right? So 10 a.m. is the start of a new hourly candle and the new 4-hour candle, right? Because you got to think, like, a lot of these hourly and 4-hour candles, they leave a wick on the opposite side. So typically at 10 a.m., we have a manipulation the opposite way to form that wick, and then we have a distribution going the intended way, right? So what I'm hoping is once this new candle opens, you can see we already swept out this low inside this gap, and we have like a hammer, I guess you'd call it, right? But this next 4-hour candle is probably going to manipulate down a little bit, preferably into like a 15-minute gap, right? I feel like that'd be best case scenario for me, right? 10 a.m. manipulates down into this 15-minute gap, and then we get a clear rejection up. And I take a long out of that. I still gotta wait 5 minutes for that gap to open up. So it looks like we're about to come sweep out this internal low. We're currently, I want to say we made equal lows. I just want to double check NQ. Now we swept on NQ. So honestly, the main reason I think I would pass up on this if we get an inversion here is only because we're about to open up an unfilled 15-minute gap really soon. And I don't want to put an unfilled 15-minute gap in my stop loss, right? Because I always think, like, where my stop loss is, I don't want to put any areas that I also target, right? Like, for example, like, equal highs, equal lows, unfilled gaps, right? Like, things like that. I like to target those, so why would I put those same areas at my stop loss if they're a strong draw on liquidity, right? So we have to wait, like, what, 4 minutes for news? Also, so this is equilibrium of this 5-minute gap. Because we did create this 5-minute. This is EQ of it. So we're about to tap into equilibrium in that gap. It's going to be interesting to see if we even open up this 15-minute. We probably will. You said, are you in a short? No, I'm not. I'm not in anything. If anything, I'm looking for a long. I'm just waiting for a pullback. So we have 2 minutes until news comes out, and also this 15-minute gap's going to open up. So once this 15-minute gap does open up, I want to see it like a long out of there. That's the main thing I'm looking for. You said, is this TradingView? And if I get an Alpha Futures account, can it work with TradingView? Yeah, so this right here, what you're looking at is TradingView. And at Alpha Futures, you can trade directly on TradingView, like I'm going to be doing today right here. But when they ask you what platform you want to trade on, you do have to select it's Tradeivate/NinjaTrader. And also, just so you know, if you are looking to pick up an account with Alpha Futures for today, tomorrow, like until the 26th at midnight, they're doing 40% off all evaluations, and all you gotta do is use my discount code, which is code TIMB272. So honestly, that's the biggest sale they've been running literally all year. So like, I mean, you don't even gotta trade the accounts right now if you want some accounts for January, but 40% off is crazy. So news is going to come out in like, what, 30 seconds. So this candle's probably going to have some volatility real quick. You said, okay, we'll use your code so there isn't a selection to use TradingView. When they ask a platform, now there's not an option for TradingView. It's just you gotta select like Tradeivate/NinjaTrader, and then you can see like directly on TradingView. Do you see it in the bottom? There's an option where I can like log into Tradeivate. So and some other prop firms, they advertise they have direct integration with like TradingView, but essentially all they mean by that is they just use Tradeivate and you can log in. That makes sense. Also, this news candle is doing nothing so far. So what I'm looking to see right now, right? So I want to see us tap into this unfilled 15-minute gap right here. And then after that, I want to see a clear, like, inversion fair value gap out of that. Baka Kenu says, I'm definitely looking for longs because we inverted the 1 hour FVG. The 1 hour FVG. I mean, there's like a 30-minute we inverted. Unless MNQ is bugging. Oh, wait, you're probably talking about, this one over here, I bet. So we are pulling back. You said Trump tweets on tariff today, did he? You said longs off the 15-minute gap tap. That is exactly what I'm looking for, SNT Trades. I like your name, by the way, SNT Trades. I love SNTs. But, this could be juicy. You said, no, there's a tiny ass FVG on my chart. Honestly, I don't doubt it. I'm on MNQ, and sometimes MNQ and NQ have like slightly different differences. So I'm not in any long position just yet. I'm essentially waiting for us to start having a reaction and for us to close through a fair value gap, right? So right now there's like this 30-second. But I got to pay attention to what is like the highest time frame gap in this leg, right? Because let's say if some time goes by and we open up this 1 minute, I'm going to start paying attention to the 1 minute fair value gap instead. And there's this unfilled 5-minute fair value gap. Well, it's not unfilled yet, but it's going to be soon. So that would be like an amazing break-even point if we start reacting up. You said, thanks, man. You trade the same strategies as me. Love to hear it, SNT Trades. You're probably from PB Trading. So we're going to open up this 1 minute gap now. So I'll pay attention to like this 1 minute gap. And honestly, at this point, we're probably going to come take out this 930 low. Yeah. So we'd probably have to start getting a reaction soon to actually hold this 15-minute fair value gap. Because the thing is, honestly, if we invert this 15-minute gap, I'm actually going to switch bias. But it looks like we're starting to react up. Thank you for the roses, SNT Trades. So we've now opened up this 2 minute fair value gap, which is like the highest time frame gap in this leg. You said, good luck on the trading, man. You're doing amazing. Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you as well, SNT Trades. Good luck to you as well. Merry Christmas, bro. You said, how does news affect the market? So typically, if there's like news, like red folder news at like 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or like news at like 9:45, typically the market has like a huge reaction at that moment. Like essentially, like if you compare it to like, if you look at 9:30 when the stock exchange opens, right, we have this huge injection of volatility, right? It's kind of the same thing when any high impact news release comes out, right? Thank you for the roses, Simon. Thank you for the follow, Mike. So we still have like 10 minutes until this 15-minute candle closes. But the thing is, I feel like my main condition here is like, honestly, like if we're gonna close through this 15-minute gap, that's honestly a big shift in like order flow, right? And at that point, I honestly would say we're probably gonna come down and fill in the rest of this gap, honestly. But I mean, we'll see. You said, what are candles? It's a way to view like a stock chart. Like each candle represents, like it currently represents like 15 minutes, but I can change it to make each one represent like 5 minutes. And then like that's the opening price, the closing price, and the wicks are the extreme of the range. I remember in school there's some box similar to this. Like is it like a cat diagram or something like that? I don't remember. You said now we have a 5-minute gap. I guess you might be talking about that. 3D said you could find them in churches. So honestly, at this point, I want to say we're probably going to fill in the rest of this new week opening gap at this point, to be honest. Like, unless we have a very clear reaction up very soon. So we are starting to react up a bit. Thank you for follow, Gage. You said wants to fill overnight gap. Yeah, at this point, honestly, you're probably right. Gage said how long you've been at it. Well, I mean, I've been trading for a really long time, to be honest. I mean, I've been trading for like 7 years, but at first I was like a degenerate gambler, just trading options with no idea what I was doing. But I'd say I've been trading seriously for like 3.5 years. So honestly, at this point, even though I was saying I was looking for longs before, I think I'm kind of looking for a short at this point. Because we're probably going to close through this 15-minute unless we start like rejecting up like right now. So if anything, if we can come up into this 5-minute gap, get a clear inversion out of that 5-minute we just formed, right? I could take it to the rest of like that new week opening gap. You said what is the higher time frame FVG? So I mean right now there's technically like 2 higher time frame FVGs I'm looking at, right? So we are trading inside like both of these 15-minute fair value gaps, right? But the thing is, we also created like this unfilled 5-minute here. There's like another unfilled 5-minute up here. So honestly, only because when we zoom out, right, there's a new week opening gap, which is the gap between like Friday's closing price and the opening price Sunday, right? So I feel like imbalances like that like to get filled in a lot, right? So honestly, if we're going to respect this bearish 5-minute gap, right? If we're going to respect that and continue down, I think we're going to fill in the rest of this new week opening gap, but yeah, so we've now tapped into this unfilled 5-minute gap. You said, Name said, could I start paper trading with $15? Yeah, you can start paper trading for free. Just go into TradingView. You You can paper trade there for free. You said, is it too late to get a put now? I mean, I don't think so. I'm waiting for more confirmation for a short. Like, I want to see us, like, continue to go down, if that makes sense. But I think we still haven't filled in the rest of this new week opening gap. You said, are you on MNQ1? Yes, I am. What type of stop loss is this? No way I get an entry on this. You said same, I figured you were when you started talking about 5-minute FVG, yeah. So if we can get a good close here, which I don't know if I'm going to get. I might try this, but the close is probably going to kill me. That's a close through, right? Yeah. I'm going to try that. I'm going to short here. So I'm going to go break even when we take that most recent internal low. So I might be going break even mad quick here. I'm not break even just yet. Still not break even. Break even right there. So hopefully I'm looking for a flush down. Honestly, I think I'll just target this low down here, to be honest. Which I know is kind of far away, but I might just get stopped to break even right here, though. Let's see. So the reason I took this, though, is because we tapped into this 5-minute fair value gap, so it's no longer unfilled. But, so we tapped into that 5-minute fair value gap, and then we inverted the highest time frame fair value gap, separating us, right, in this price leg, right? Because you can see there was a 1-minute gap. Damn, I'm not locked in. Well, we closed through the 1 minute, so I actually technically would have entered then. That's kind of funny, honestly. Actually, since I would have entered on the 1 minute, I'm going to move my stop loss. Yeah, because I missed that. I thought there was no 1 minute. I was looking too quick, honestly. And there's no S&T at the low, right? I mean... Oh, wait, no, there is an S&T at the low. I need to be break even at this. I lied. Ignore me. I lied. I'm break even. So the reason I'm looking at that, though, is actually, like, on ES, there's, like, an S&T at this low, if that makes sense. I just don't like all these S&Ts down here at these lows. Yeah, I got stopped to break even on that. Which, honestly, I don't even know if being stopped to break even was the right decision, but... I feel like structure wasn't too clear right there, to be honest. Yeah, I'd say that break even was the right decision, honestly. So it'll be interesting to see. Honestly, I want to see if we're going to hold like this 5-minute fair value gap, or 15-minute, I'm sorry. If we hold this 15-minute. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I made the right decision going break even there. But you said, do SMTs matter if the opposing draw has been met? Well, honestly, so when I view SMTs, right, like, I feel like if they're in line with my bias, I pay attention to them. But if they're against my bias and the opposing draw hasn't had an SMT at the opposing draw yet, I kind of ignore SMTs until then. Should I try a long? No, I shouldn't. I don't think I'm gonna try this. There isn't an SMT at the high yet. Should I try a long? Why not? So I'm in a long right there. I'm probably gonna be break even mad quick. So I will give my logic behind this in 1 second, but I'm probably getting ready to go break even very quick on this. I'm break even already, right? Okay, yeah. So I'm break even. This is a risk-free trade. I'm honestly just gonna go for like a 1-to-1 on this. No, I shouldn't. There's another unfilled 5, right? Yeah, I'll just go for this next unfilled 5 up here. So the reason I took that trade right there, though... Oh, what's up, Vizid? How are you, bro? So the reason I took that trade, though, is we are delivering from a 15-minute fair value gap down here, right? We've tapped into, like, equilibrium of that new week opening gap, rejected strongly out of it. So, and we also inverted the highest time frame gap in this leg. So honestly, if we keep continuing up like this, might not be a bad setup. You said waiting for 5-minute IFVG? Not a bad idea, honestly. Like, you're probably waiting for a close through this 5-minute, and then you'll probably go break even at the next 5-minute. Not a bad idea at all, honestly. That's how I would play it, at least. Going break even at the next unfilled 5-minute. You said, I just hit a 1 to 15 RR. That's crazy. You said, is this Euro US dollar? No, I'm looking at Nasdaq futures. I have Nasdaq on the left side, and I have the S&P 500 on the right side. Oh, you know, I should be showing you guys my P&L to get more viewers. Hey, what's up, Siddharth? You said, hey, Tim, how are you doing? Well, keep going. Yo, I appreciate you stopping by, Siddharth. I'm doing pretty good. How about you, bro? Doing good. Glad to hear that. You said, Christian says, hey, bro, how did you enter, if I can ask? Yeah, I'll show you. I want to stare at this real quick and see if I get break even. Ooh, I might not be getting stopped to break even today. You said you should eventually add an overlay of your entry that shows your profits for the entry. Honestly, not a bad idea. Someone says I'm going to get stopped to break even. I mean, you might be right, but it's whatever. I mean, this trade meets a lot of my criteria for an entry, so I mean, I just follow my model when it presents itself. That's all my job is. You said, what made you take longs again? So, well, essentially, right? So we were respecting that 15-minute gap on the bottom, right? And then we inverted the highest time frame fair value gap in the current price leg, right? So like this 1 minute inversion right here is like the highest time frame gap. And I know we didn't like respect that first 15-minute gap too well, but there was another one beneath that we actually did respect pretty well. You said it'll cook, I believe. I hope so. I mean, I feel like it's moving very cleanly right now. That's exactly what I want to see, right? And I mean, once this trade hits, though, I'm going to do a full breakdown explaining all my logic behind why I took these two trades today. But you said TP, so I'm going to be selling its 25695.75, right? Or wait, 696.25, I lied. Essentially, I'm selling at the unfilled 5-minute gap up there. You said you got 9 contracts. It's 9 contracts of MNQ, so it's not like 9 mini contracts, but you said micros? Yeah, exactly, micros. Christian said there was a clean entry with a rejection block at the bottom of this leg. Yeah, there probably was. I don't really trade rejection blocks, but I know they definitely be working out. I'd be seeing people all over TikTok and stuff hitting crazy trades with like rejection blocks. So we had a good close in that 1 minute candle. You said I entered at IFVG. I sized down so I don't mind if I lose the trade. A good mindset to have, Vized. But you said, isn't that a lot, bro? Only asking because I'm trying to taper down my risk management. Well, one, I am trading on an evaluation account. So, like, it's not like this is an actual funded account. So, like, it's whatever if I lose this trade. So, it's 25% of my total drawdown, but... And I also trade 1-to-1 risk to reward. So, I acknowledge, like, I do have a higher win rate. But, so I can risk higher. You said exactly, I'm trading eval as well. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this week is not the week to be trading risk on. If anything, I feel like I'm just trading this week to just kind of stay in the habit. I kind of enjoy trading a little bit, right? But I'm not full risk on this week. You said, I think your same 1-to-1 strategy with rejection block, crazy RR, bottom take entry. You said, does it make sense to buy like 4 evals at the same time and try to pass them all? If you're profitable, yeah. I don't recommend people don't have payouts to that, but if you're like reinvesting payouts from a prop firm account, it saves you a lot of time if you copy trade them together. You said, will you ever drop a course or do you have one? I mean, I really don't like have one currently. I think I do need to make a lot more free information on YouTube because I don't want to be like a guy that charges for courses. I want to like give it out for free, right? So honestly, I got to work on some more YouTube videos coming in this coming year, like explaining my strategy and stuff. But for right now, it's mostly I do my free YouTube live trading. You said respect for trying to give it out for free. Yeah, of course, Vized. And I feel like who am I? Like, I mean, I'm not like, I don't think I want to charge later, but like, who am I to charge for trading if it's not my full-time job, right? Like, it's not like I'm making 100K a year from trading, right? Like, I mean, I make money from trading, but if I'm not making like an actual, like, legit salary from trading, I feel like I'm not qualified to teach someone else. And there's people that disagree with that, honestly, because like, I've made like 20K this year. Trading like net, but Not that much at the end of the day. My bad to get stopped at break even. You said, how many funded accounts do you currently have? So I have three. I'm sorry. Well, I have 3 funded accounts at Alpha Futures, and I have 5 at Top Step. And also, if you guys do want to pick up an account with Alpha, though, they're doing an absolutely crazy sale right now. It's 40% off all evaluations, unlimited uses. All you got to do is use my discount code, which is code TIMB272, and that's going to end the 26th. But you said take partials. Me, personally, I kind of rarely take partials because I feel like when I'm targeting 1-to-1, I just like full close when I do exit my positions. And honestly, I'm still kind of confident. I know it's not looking good right now, but I really think we could come up here and hit this unfilled gap up here. I'm still kind of confident in the idea, right? You said, bro, you could 1000% charge, even if 50 bits your engagement alone would be worth the price. I mean, I appreciate that, but for right now, I think I'm kind of on the wave of doing stuff for free. Tatted V says, can I get at you for a 1-on-1? I don't mind paying. I mean, DM me, we can talk. You said this NQ. Yeah, I trade Nasdaq futures, yeah. I gotta move my thing over. My entry's actually like over here, yeah. You said, is it a bad idea to not have stop loss at break even, or to have, I mean, if you were in this trade right now, I would definitely say move your stop loss to break even. You said, why no S&P 500? I don't know. I mean, I've just kind of locked in on the Nasdaq, and I feel like I've kind of found consistency with that. And when you find consistency with one thing, you kind of don't want to switch up on that. I mean, like, there might be some way I could make more money trading ES and all, but I like to try to not get like shiny object syndrome. You said, did you like shorts IFVG at 954? I'd have to look. I'm probably going to stop the break even here. Because honestly, I feel like he keeps coming so close but not hitting it. It's not really a good sign. You said, Tim, your kindness and humbleness will be rewarded 1000%. You're helping a lot of new traders learn this skill set. I appreciate you saying that. You said, best advice for feeling like little to no progress? Well, just keep in mind one thing, everyone feels the exact same way, right? Like, everyone feels like whatever position they are in life, they feel like they're behind. Because, like, people always say, like, comparison is the thief of joy, right? Like, everyone loves to compare themselves to, like, someone next to them and say, like, oh, yeah, well, this guy has this. I'd be so happy if I had this. But just, like, use that as motivation to think, like, I'm in this position in life right now. Like, I'm just going to do the best I can from where I am right now. I gotta stop the break even. But, I'm just going to do the best I can in this position right now. And that's like the best you can do, right? Like, you can't ask yourself for more than that. If this thing wicks up and hits my TP, I'm going to crash out. Not actually, but I'm not eval, so I don't really care. You said, what up, bro? I hit my TP like 2 minutes ago. London coiled up to higher time frame. New York bounced. And thank you for the follow, Heather. You said, yeah, thank the Lord for people like you, but you know, I personally would pay for something if you pull out a course or mentorship. I mean, yeah, I don't think right now I'm trying to do that. Yo, is this thing actually... Is this thing actually going to run to my TP after perfectly stopping me at break even? I mean, like, I'm not going to crash out or get upset or anything, but like, bruh. It hit me to the exact point. You said I'm still in the trade, thankfully. Yeah, and the funny thing is, too, like, yeah, I got stopped out of break even. Yeah, but the thing was, if my entry was actually where I wanted it to be, right? Like, I got filled a little higher up than I wanted it to be, I wouldn't have gotten stopped at break even. And now it's running, right? It's going to hit my take profit. But honestly, though, so like the reason I was break even there is just because my trading plan tells me, right? Like when we take out the most recent internal high or low, I just have to go break even, right? And at this point, we also were trading like, well, we inverted it, right? But we previously were trading inside that 5-minute gap. But that's funny. It perfectly stopped me out of break even. Right? Yeah, I was right there. You said you are long? Yeah, I was long before I got stopped at break even to the exact tick. You said, do you ever feel tempted to scalp? I mean, I would say what I'm doing is scalping, to be honest. You said, me too, gang. I got BE. As long as you followed the plan, honestly. You said, I usually go BE when an FVG is created that I'm also waiting for. Like, yeah, if we tap into an unfilled like 5 or 15, it's a good idea, but I wonder what time is it. I mean, I still got time to take one more setup. You said it's cool. I might get stopped out. I don't get why we keep edging this unfilled 5-minute gap up here. Like, we really should rebalance to it, I feel like. I mean, this is December price action for you. Like, this right here, though, is why I'm trading on evaluations and not my actual funded accounts. Imagine if I got break even on my actual funded accounts on this. I'd be so mad. You said, what's the difference between that account and a funded account? I mean, a funded account's like after you pass the evaluation, you get to move to a funded account you could actually get paid from. But an evaluation account's like you're trying to get approved to the account to trade. Hector says, holy chart colors. Is that a good or a bad thing? What's up, trades? How are you, bro? You said good, just enjoying the cold in the UK? You said if this 5-minute creates a gap, I'm going break even? I think you mean if we hit the unfilled 5-minute? You said I like the chart color? Yeah, I like it too, honestly. You said these colors are making my eyes hurt? I think they're fire. Oh my god, it is taking forever to hit this unfilled 5-minute gap. You said red and green is bad in my psychology. That's honestly facts. I feel like people always talk about like why do your chart colors look like this, but honestly, like your brain is trained from a young age. Like when you're driving, right? You see a green light, it means go, good, and you see like something red and it means stop, bad, right? So like when you put that type of stuff on your chart colors, even if you think like it doesn't affect you, like to a point it does psychologically affect you. And that's one of the main reasons why my chart colors are not like red and green like everyone else. You said chart colors look like cozy grandma cookies and I'm here for it? That's an interesting way to describe it. So yeah, we finally hit the unfilled 5-minute gap. So I mean, I'm not gonna tilt or anything, but I'm not gonna lie. I literally got stopped to break even by like the tick, and then it hit my take profit. And the funny thing is too, I wouldn't have gotten stopped to break even if my entry didn't get like if my fill wasn't a little higher than it should have been, right? Because I wanted to enter here, I got filled up here, got perfectly break even. But it's whatever. It's an evaluation. I don't care at all, honestly. You said Market was watching Bro's stream. That's funny. I'll leave that up there so I can show it later. What was the other trade I took, though? I took some short. I took a 30-second short. I got break even on this one, though, too. You said a tick is crazy good trade, though? Yeah, I feel like a lot of times people get upset. They're like, oh my god, like I didn't win the trade. I got stopped at break even. But it's like, I still had the right idea, right? Like, I still was identifying that on the higher time frame, we were delivering from this 15-minute fair value gap in here. We were delivering from equilibrium of this new week opening gap, right? And we had like this unfilled gap above, right? You said BE is a win. Yeah, facts it is. You said 714 might be good. Like you're saying like up here. I guess that's equilibrium of this gap, I'm assuming, or like maybe this breaker or something. So you said I'm still waiting for an FVG to form. So I guess you're saying you want like a 5-minute fair value gap to form because you think once it gets formed we'll have to retrade back into it. You said, does everyone trade the same thing around this time? I feel like at this time in the morning, there's a lot of people trading Nasdaq futures. Because, like, the New York Stock Exchange opens at 9:30. And I feel like the best time to trade it is, like, 9:30 a.m. But you said, what's good, gang? Yo, what's up, S. Reyes? Hector says, how's it going? Pretty good. How about you, Hector? I'm glad to hear it's going good for you as well. You said, what does BE mean? It just stands like for break even. Like, so essentially like on this trade, right, when I took it, at a certain point, I said, like, this is a risk-free trade. So I took my stop loss and I moved it to my entry price. So, like, in this case, it definitely destroyed me. But, I mean, there's a lot of good ways to use being break-even, right? You said, I just woke up, though, so I missed the open. I mean, you're not missing too much, honestly. I always say, like, this week is going to be one of the lowest probability weeks of the year, to be honest. Because, like, it's the week of Christmas, right? Like, I feel like at the end of the year, like, price action typically gets a little sloppier, not as clean, right? Like, honestly, considering it's Christmas, this actually isn't bad price action, though. But, like, historically, it's not the best. You said, can you go over why you entered there real quick? So, I mean, there's two entries here. So, I mean, the cleaner one is the long. Vized said, I'm up for the day. Love to hear it, Vized. Good stuff. He said, I took profit. W Vized. But, yeah, so I'll go over why I entered there for Hector, right? So in this price leg right here, right, as we push down, this 1 minute is the highest time frame gap in this leg, right? So once we closed through this 1 minute gap, it's disrespecting it, right? So we're disrespecting a bearish fair value gap. And then on the 15-minute chart, we are currently respecting a bullish 15-minute gap, right? So we're respecting bullish, disrespecting bearish, right? So that's like a confirmation and a change in the state of order flow. And then at this point right here, we actually opened up. Oh, wait, no, we actually traded into this 5-minute gap already, but there was just this unfilled 5-minute gap above, right? So I always say unfilled 5 and 15-minute fair value gaps are very strong draws in liquidity, right? So now that we've inverted this highest time frame gap, I just took a long. I went break even when either NQ or ES took this most recent internal high. Because that's essentially what my plan tells me to do, right? Whenever this most recent internal high or low is taken, you go break even. So unfortunately, this trade right here, I actually got a bad fill, right? So typically I wanted to get filled somewhere down here, but it kind of slipped me and had me enter a couple points higher, right? So when I did move my stop loss to break even, I like perfectly got stopped to break even, and then it ran to my target, which is unfilled 5-minute. But I mean, like, I'm trading on a valuation this week. It's really whatever. You said, unfortunate. You said, quick question on Top Step. How do you pull up that box? It's just, it's kind of on the left side, just like it is like on TradingView. There's like this little bar, and you can select a rectangle tool. And when you actually draw the rectangle tool, just double click on it, and then go to Style, and then see it says Extend. Just double check or check off Extend Right. You said chart very low quality. I mean, yeah, I do. I'm also live on YouTube. It's got like full high quality chart, real time, everything. You said, how do I start trading? I want to make $1,000. Setting your hopes kind of low. I mean, just look on YouTube. There's tons of free information on YouTube. Drip Hendrick says, I'm so hurt. Oh my god, bro. What did you get break even on the same trade? I always love watching trades that stop me at break even, just be the best trades ever. This thing's probably going to run all the way up here with my luck. Not like it matters, but... I feel like this is one of the things about trading, though, where I feel like one of the things that make trading so hard, right? Like, if at this moment when I got stopped to break even and I saw this right here, like, I could crash out and blow this account, but I feel like a good trader has discipline where they know, like, you know what? This is just part of the game. I need to live to see another day, right? Because honestly, I feel like there's so many people out there that have days, right, where something like this will happen to them, and like what they do after this just ruins all their progress, right? But you said I locked out $150 away for no reason. Is cooked. You said, are you using supply and demand? No, I trade inversion fair value gaps. I used to trade supply and demand a long time ago, though. Long time ago. I could never find consistency with it, though. So, I mean, we're kind of chopping around. I mean, we did tap into this 5-minute gap up here, right? Like, if I really wanted to, like, I could be looking for a long opportunity right now, but we're just too overextended, right? Like we're so high up with no significant pullback, right? You said, do you like just to do one good trade and call it a day? I see a lot of people doing multiple trades, but I see a lot of people criticize that, but I don't understand how taking small profits multiple times is a problem. Well, I mean, everyone's got their own individual strategy, right? So, like, I feel like everyone's got their own different thing that works for them. But, like, me personally, I focus on taking, like, 1 or 2 good trades a day. Because I think, like, the more trades you do, the higher you increase your sample size, you're going to have to decrease your win rate, right? Like, because if you're very selective and you only take the highest probability of setups, you can put more risk on them, right? Like, because me, I'm very selective. I only look for A+ setups, but when I do see these A+ setups, I'm putting a lot of risk on the line. Like, but if I was taking a bunch of trades in one day, it wouldn't allow me to take high risk, right? I mean, it's just 2 different ways to trade, though. You said, I'm in the same trade. I did break my rule and moved down to $100 stop loss and didn't break even. I mean, it's working out for you right now. I mean, I got cooked for being break even. Like, normally, like, over time, it does make sense for me to go break even at the most recent internal high or low. Like, I've tested this, and I do know statistically it's a good decision to make. It's just today it didn't work out for me. Honestly, if I had to guess, I'm probably going to call it at like 11 if I can't see anything clear. Because I feel like once we get into lunch hour, right, I feel like price kind of starts getting choppier. The volume kind of dies out around lunch hour. You said my win rate is increased. I'm above drawdown. I'm following my rules. Things getting better. I love to hear it, Vized. You said, do you think it hit previous New York high or opening day? I left a runner to there. I mean, I guess, yeah, you're talking about the high up here. Honestly, I do think it could hit up there, honestly. Like, the way we're reacting, right? Like, you said, thanks, bro. I'm a half off. I'm done for the day. Last trading day of the week. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Vized. I hope you have a good rest of your day and weekend and holiday and everything. You said, take care. You as well, Vized. You said, I love the stream, Tim. I still need to pass my first eval, but I feel I'm getting better. Well, I appreciate the love, and I'm glad you're doing better. Love to hear it. I'm always rooting for all you guys. You said I exit now, SMT at the high. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. Thank you to follow, Jay. You said, why did you take that trade? So, the reason I took this trade, right, was, so we were delivering from a 15-minute fair value gap on the higher time frame, right? So this discounted 15-minute. And yes, I am very fully aware that there's this unfilled new week opening gap below. But the thing is, we traded into equilibrium of this new week opening gap, and we're getting a very clear reaction out of it, right? Like, so you look at the 15-minute, you look at the 5-minute, you can see we're constantly wicking out of this area, but we failed to like fill it in all the way, right? And we also displaced very strongly away from it. So for a second, I was questioning, like, maybe we want to come down and fill it all the way. But once we really started respecting this 15-minute, and then we disrespected this 1-minute fair value gap. So this 1-minute fair value gap right here is the highest time frame gap in this price leg. So once we closed through, I took a long. I went break even when either NQ or ES took this most recent internal high up here. So my fill wasn't the best, unfortunately. So I did manage to get stopped to break even almost perfectly, and then it ran my way. So I actually didn't get a win on this trade. I just get stopped to break even, but that's pretty much why I took that trade. You said, what's your prediction on MicroStrategy in the first quarter of next year? I don't really look at individual stocks. I focus on indexes like the Nasdaq. I'm more of like a day trader on indexes. So we have this internal low inside this 5-minute gap. I feel like this is the only thing I could like to see if I were to take another long. But the thing is, so longs are going to be lower rated by nature now though, right? Because the reason I say that is if you look at ES on the right side, ES actually took out this most recent external range high, right? So you're targeting an SMT'd high. So whenever you're targeting something that's already SMT'd, it's like lower probability by nature, right? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm honestly probably just going to call it here because I feel like price action is getting kind of choppy, and I really can't see myself taking any more entries, especially the way we're moving right now. Yeah, so I'm just going to do a recap of all the trades I took today, my logic behind all that, right? So coming into New York like Stock Exchange open, right? So at 9:30 open, we had a very large push up, right? And previous to that, right? So one thing I was looking at, right, is you can see on the daily, right? It's more obvious in like the 15-minute, I guess, but so there's this new week opening gap I've been talking about a lot recently, right? So all a new week opening gap is, it's the difference between the closing price on Friday and the opening price on Sunday night. So that gap in price typically tends to get filled in, right? So I was actually marking out equilibrium. So you want to start by the close of that candle and the open of this one. So then I marked out equilibrium of this new week opening gap, right? So we came down, we actually, we traded into the new week opening gap once on Monday. So we swept out previous day low inside of this new week opening gap, right? Then we came down to the equilibrium point of this new week opening gap, and you can see none of these bodies are closing through equilibrium. We just keep wicking below it. And I don't know if any of you guys have heard the expression that like wicks do the damage, bodies tell the story, right? So the story I'm getting told right now is we are rejecting off equilibrium of the new week opening gap, and the bodies are telling me that, and the wicks just keep wicking through it, right? So, we created two 15-minute fair value gaps. So We really didn't respect this first one too well, but this bottom one down here, we actually did start waking up and reacting at, right? So on the 1 minute time frame, so this price leg right over here, the highest time frame fair value gap in this price leg was this 1 minute, right? So we closed through this 1 minute fair value gap. I then took a long. I was going to go break even when either NQ or ES took this most recent internal high up here, right? So I went break even when that happened. So unfortunately, because my fill wasn't the best, right? So I was looking to market order at the close of this candle. So it's pretty much filled me like a couple points higher. So I moved my stop loss to break even. So I got stopped to break even to like the exact tick. It's not like it's going to upset me. It's not going to ruin my day. It's whatever. I still have the right idea. I'm trading on valuations. These accounts don't even matter that much, right? But, yeah, so I stopped to break even there. And then I couldn't find anything else for the rest of the day. So, oh, and I forgot to mention, though, there was one other trade I tried taking, which was a short, which honestly, I actually did not have clean execution. So I noticed that when we first came up and tapped into this 5 minute gap up here. So I took this trade before the one I just mentioned, right? So when we came up, we tapped into this 5 minute gap. On the 32nd, I thought this was the highest time frame fair value gap on the 32nd. So once we closed through it, I took a short. I actually realized there was a 1 minute, but regardless of which time frame I took it on, right? I still got stopped to break even. So, yeah, I got stopped to break even on that. That honestly wasn't the cleanest execution, I won't lie. But after that, this 1 minute long is an execution I am proud of, to be honest. Like, we're respecting this 15 minute. There was no, are these equal lows? There's equal lows down here, which isn't ideal, but it's whatever. So, I mean, yeah, this is definitely a mindset thing, though. You said you took that short, too. Yeah, I tried taking a short off like that 1 minute gap, but I got stopped at break even. You said same, bro. Good work. At least we had the same idea. Love to hear it. But yeah, I mean, so I took this 1 minute though, right? And then be close to that. You said W stream today. When's the next one? So I will not be trading tomorrow because tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and in my opinion, like, Christmas Eve is low probability conditions, so I'm not going to waste my time trading lower probability conditions. Christmas Day, I won't be trading because that's low probability conditions again. But I'll be back Friday, and then next week it'll be like 9:30 every single morning. But if you guys have any questions before I wrap up, let me know. Definitely drop them down below. But in case you guys didn't hear before, though, if you guys are looking to get funded with a prop firm, my favorite prop firm is Alpha Futures, and they're running an absolutely crazy discount, which is 40% off all valuations until like the end of the 26th. So I highly recommend taking advantage of that. You just gotta use my discount code, which is code TIMB272. It'll currently get you 40% off all valuations at Alpha Futures. You said, are you trading Wednesday? No, I will not be trading Wednesday or Thursday. I will be trading Friday. And then next week, I'm taking New Year's Eve and New Year's Day off. But besides that, every other day besides holidays, right? 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. But I know I just said about Alpha Futures, right? I also have my free Discord. It's linked to my profile. So if you guys want to join that, definitely hop in there. I always post my stream schedule on the free Discord. I also post it on my Instagram story. My Instagram is TimB272. If you guys want to drop me a follow. You said, bet, bro, sounds good. About to start watching some PB trading to catch up. Love to hear it, bro. But, yeah, I guess probably nothing else for today, but I do appreciate every single one of you guys stopping by. Definitely a W day today. I hope you guys have an amazing Christmas. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week, but I will be back Friday, and then I'm typically live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. But peace out. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.